my sleep last night, I continued to think. Constant thoughts about hypothetical crap. My mind seemed to go on and on and on. Sometimes I'd get sucked into them, other times I'd watch them pass by like a cloud in the sky. Either way, I wasn't falling asleep, so your boy was a bit agitated. I ended up walking around my house in the middle of the night for several minutes on end, several times until I was able to fall asleep. Now, this seems to be a common characteristic of the mind. Specifically, not shutting the fuck up when you want it to. It appears as though the mind, regardless of your own personal desires, continues to analyze, jump from one perspective to another for extended periods of time. Especially when we intentionally try to shut off our thoughts through our own mental effort. Last summer, I realized I was thinking nearly all of my waking hours. I remember that day I went on a walk, such a beautiful day, and I was trying to shut off my mind through thinking. You can guess how that went. Extremely unsuccessful. The more we think, the more we will continue to think. It's the mind's job to question, analyze, and reason. It is fueled through our attention and then over time develops into an autopilot habit that we constantly do even though we may be unaware we are doing it. Thinking becomes a staple within our routine. Don't get me wrong, the mind is an amazing tool that we humans have been blessed with. But when we constantly overuse it, abuse it, and utilize it as who we are, it becomes a major problem. For example, if a person is addicted to thinking, as most humans are, and they usually think negatively when encountering situations, their reality will most likely be filled with bad things such as suffering, poor relationships, and a drive to be superior over other individuals through comparison and judgment. And it all takes place through, guess what? The mind. Now, I know this is a major contradiction to literally everything I just said, but think back to when I said I cannot get to sleep due to the everlasting chain of thoughts. Do you notice that voice in your head becomes louder when there is no distraction? Specifically when there is no external stimuli taking over your attention, when it's just you and your thoughts. What happens? Do you get sucked into those thoughts? Do you get sucked into the imaginary? How are they impacting you and affecting you emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally? These questions will allow you to pay attention to what is occurring in the autopilot mind. Specifically, you will be able to see what you haven't been able to see before, particularly the conditioning of your mind, i.e. your thinking habits and behaviors that have developed over time. The uncovering of the cupboard is a major part of the awakening process to who we truly are beyond our own thoughts, which, for a matter of fact, cannot be put into words. I'm gonna leave it at that.